Illum nixtieq nibda. Fejn ħallejna l-aħħar darba, ġifieri l-aħħar darba ħallejna l-poplu ta' Iżrael telaq mill-Eġittu u wasal fil-deżert ma wiċċu hemm baħar m'hemmx fejn imur, l-Eġizzjani ġejjin warajh. Alla jkellem lil Mosè u jgħidlu oħroġ il-ħatar għax qalu tużax bastun ħatar, orajt, ma nuża ħatar. Anki l-kelma tal ħatar tuża. Ħareġ il-ħatar u l-ilma nfera. L-ewwel punt li ħanagħmel qabel ngħidu talba hija għaliex għaddihom mill-ilma. Għaliex ma għaddihomx minn fuq il-muntanja pereżempju? Għaliex ma ħadhomx fejn fin? Ġo foresta, jew għaliex mill-ilma?
Naħseb l-ilma biex jinnadda, biex jisar fejn.
Proset. Għax l-ilma għandu sinifikat fil-Bibja. L-ilma inaddaf. Aħna biex nibdew meta jitwieled xi ħadd. Nġibu l-Knisja u nagħmlu l-Mamudija. Mamudija hija t-tisfija tad-dnub tan-nisel. Prattikament qed ngħidu isma' din il-persuna qed tingħaqad mal-komunità tal-qaddisin u permezz tal-ilma Alla qed inaddafa mid-dnub. Allura l-poplu ta' Iżrael kellu bżonn jgħaddi mill-ilma biex jitnaddaf. Paul il-ġimgħa l-oħra kummenta għal imma damu 40 sena biex tinbidel il-ġenerazzjoni. Mhux biss, Alla ried mhux biss jibdel il-ġenerazzjoni, imma ried jippurifika il-ġenerazzjoni minn kull ħaġa li mhijiex tiegħu. Minn kull ħaġa li mhijiex Alla. U kif qasmu? X'ġara? Tafu x'għamlu kif qasmu?
U l-ilma.
Għaddew mill-ilma u? Għaddew xi gergru meta qasmu mill-ilma. Bdew faħru l-Alla u kantaw. U kantaw. U xi ħadd ħareġ baranja sabiħa ħafna. Li ħanibdew biha bħala t-talba tal-lum. Għal min għandu l-Bibja jixtieq isiba. Fl-Eżodu, minna li chapter 15. Nanni lil-mulej għax tkabbar bisħieħ. Aħna nużawha din fl-Easter. Żwiemel u rikkieba waddabhom fil-baħar. Awwieti u għanjieti il-mulej. Għalija sar is-salvazzjoni. Dan u Alla tiegħi li lilu nfaħħar, Alla ta' missirijieti u lilu nolli. Il-mulej gwerrier Jahwe ismu. Jahwe ismu. Issa qed ngħidulu bismu għax issa sar Alla personali. Issa m'għadux Alla unreachable il-bot, immissa sar Alla personali. Għax dak huwa Alla li jien qed nara kuljum, dak huwa Alla li ħariġni mill-eżilju, dan huwa Alla li ħellisni mill-Eġizzjani, dan huwa Alla li qed jitmani, dan huwa Alla li qed jagħtini direzzjoni ġdida. Lil Mosè Alla jsejjaħlu darbtejn u meta jsejjaħlu bismu darbtejn hemm tibdil ta' direzzjoni. Qed jagħżel direzzjoni ġdida Alla. Qed itik task biċċa xogħol. Tajjeb, li qabel ma kellekx. Mosè sar il-kelma għal-poplu. Permezz ta' Mosè il-poplu ħareġ mill-eżilju. Tajjeb, Alla tkellem u issa sar Alla personali. U Alla sema fil-fatt li Mosè minn ġo siġra jgħidlu jien smajt il-poplu tiegħi it-tnejida bil-ludi zeqaka it-tnejida tal-poplu tiegħi. L-imweġġa, all right, u li ovvjament qiegħed fl-iskjavitu. U jrid lil min jeħilsu, u l-ħelsien huwa Alla. Il-mulej gwerrier għaliex għax rebħilhom ovvjament kontra l-Eġizzjani. Jahwe ismu. L-imrikeb tal-Farawn u qawwietu tefaħħom fil-baħar. L-aħjar fost il-gwerriera tiegħu f'baħar il-qasab għarraqhom. Belaħħom l-irdum bħal ġebla niżlu fil-qiegħ. Lemintek mulej is-sebħet fil-qawwa. Lemintek mulej tfarrak il-għadu. il-kobor ta' sebħek ixejjen il-min iqum għalik. L-għadab tiegħek terħieħ jiblaħħom bħal tiben. Insomma, u tkompli hija kantiku twil. Però dan il-kantiku ma nsibux fl-Eżodu biss, insibux imkien ieħor minna fejn. Jekk taqbdu l-Bibja minn wara, il-ktieb li sibu fl-aħħar huwa l-Apokalissi. U l-Apokalissi jgħid li l-anġli kollha u l-qaddisin kollha jinġemgħu kollha quddiem Alla u jikkantaw l-innu ta' Mosè. Jiġifieri aħna l-koll dan ħankantaw flimkien. Meta nkunu ġenna, mhux hawn. Meta nkunu ġenna. Quddiem il-mulej il-poplu ta' Alla ikkanta dan l-innu ta' Mosè. Bil-ferħ jagħti qawwa u glorja lil Alla permezz dak l-innu. Issa jiena ma nafx min ivvintaħ, jew min ħareġ bih, jew forsi kienu xafuh bl-amment, jew kien xi ħaġa li diġà ma nafx komponew qabel, jien naf min jikkomponi songs mill-lejl għandna iċempillek jgħidlek għamil song tismaħħa. Imma jiena m'għandix idea ta' mużika, ġifieri dak huwa l-innu li l-qaddisin u l-anġli quddiem Alla jifaħru l-Alla bih. U aħna lkoll, meta nkunu l-ġenna, se nfaħru lill-Alla b'dan l-innu. Però il-poplu qasam l-ilma u meta miexi ma waqafx hemmhekk ikanta, tajjeb? U waslu f'post. Waħda mill-osservazzjoni li xtaqt nagħmel hija din. L-ewwel nett il-kelma jiena u tinstema' 5 darbiet fl-Eżodu. Tajjeb, Alla jgħid jiena u 5 darbiet. Jien inkun magħkom Alla jgħidha 7 darbiet. U l-aħħar darba dilkom li n-numru 7 fih sinifikat. Right? Għax 7 jissinifika il-perfezzjoni u dak jista' jiġi attribwit biss lil Alla. Imma kif il-poplu ta' Iżrael jaqsam il-baħar, jibda miexi u wara jumejn tgħidilna kelma mqazza jaqbalhom l-aċċ. U daw in-nies bħas-soltu kif naf nagħmel jien l-ewwel wieħed bdew igergru. U bdew igergru għaliex ovvjament rridu jixorbu. Imma frisk m'għandniex issa, minn fejn ħanġibuh? U l-mulej ħadhom fl-ewwel post illi nafuh bħala Mara. Mara fiha sinifikat, fiha meaning. Jekk taqbad l-erq tagħha malajr tasal għal-meaning xinu. Però ħanejtilkom l-istorja qabel naslu għall-ispjegazzjoni tal-meaning. Kif waslu daw sabu bir. U dan il-bir qabdu u tellaw l-ilma. U jduqu l-ilma u l-ilma ma kienx tajjeb għax-xorb. U aktar gergru? Il-nefa. Tajjeb, ġifieri riġna sibna bir, ma nafx jekk tafux fid-deżert biex issib bir tagħmel hekk, tajjeb imma meta ssib wieħed tista' jixrob minnu kulħadd, jixorbu minnu l-bejjem u tistejjeb. Imma daw sabu bir u l-ilma mhux tajjeb għax-xorb. Semmejt l-aħħar darba wkoll il-famuż ħatar ta' Mosè. Li l-mulej użah f'ħafna manjeri, użah quddiem il-farawn biex jagħti sinjal tal-qawwa tiegħu, użah biex jifret l-ilma, u l-mulej lil Mosè qallu itfa' il-ħatar fil-bir. U Mosè qabad il-ħatar tiegħu u ħajjitfu' l-mulej qallu le. Mhux dak. Mhux dak. Imma hemm biċċa zokk in-naħa l-oħra. Dik irridak titfa' u Mosè qallu le dan huwa l-ħatar tal-qawwa tat-tmexxija. Mulej qallu le. Mhux dak. Dik irridak titfa'. U Mosè mar ġab dak il-biċċa zokk tefgħu fl-ilma u kif tellaw il-barmil l-ilma kien tajjeb għax-xorb. Issa qed niddramatizza tajjeb. Imma fiha sinifikat l-istorja. L-ewwel meaning hija Alla neċessarjament ma ridhomx jiqfu hemm. Imma huma ddeċidew li jmorru u jtellaw l-ilma. Meta Alla lil Mose qallu itfa' l-ħatar fl-ilma, fil-bir, Mose mar ovvjament għal soluzzjoni loġika, dan huwa l-ħatar tal-qawwa, dan huwa l-ħatar li jagħmel ħafna mirakli, mela dan iridni nitfa', imma l-Mone qallu le il-ħatar qiegħed f'idejk għax għażiltek jien. Mhux għax il-ħatar għandu xi sinifikat, mhux għax għandu xi qawwa partikolari, mhux għax inti għandek il-ħatar tajjeb, you get carried away ngħidu bl-Ingliż, taħseb li inti wasal x'imkien, ngħidlek jien, niddettalek jien. X'tagħmel? Ħutlak it-sok ieħor u itfadak. Jiġifieri f'kelma waħda ħalla qed jgħid isma' hawnhekk min jagħmilhom il-liġijiet, hawnhekk min imexxi. Int għax għandek il-ħatar jew jien. Taraw x'qed jgħid Alla b'dan il-mod. Dak li jedna l-aħħar darba iddependu totalment minni. Alla l-poplu kien qed jgħidlu iddependi totalment minni. Fuq dak li ngħidlek inti timxi. Seta' rriedhom jimxu 100 kilometru ieħor u kienu jsibu bira aħjar mill-ewwel mingħajr problemi ta' xejn. Imma l-poplu għażel li jitella l-ilma u allura Alla reġa' darb'oħra wera l-qawwa tiegħu. Tajjeb. Ħanaraw biċċa DVD, però qabel naraw dan id-DVD l-ewwel 10 minutes huma repetition ta' dak li għedna l-aħħar darba. Ġifieri ħafna minnhom ħafna minn dak li ħajjejt diġà għednieh l-aħħar darba. Imma ħantikom biss just an overview ta' dak li ħataraw. L-ewwel nett huwa DVD miġbud kollu l-Eġittu. Ġifieri ħataraw il-deżert tal-Eġittu, ħataraw postijiet fejn il-poplu ta' Iżrael jista' jkun li mar. Dak li jmexxi dan il-DVD pratikament dak li jikkummenta huwa Ray van der Laan li huwa Olandiż u studjuż kbir tal-istorja tal-Knisja. U jaf ħafna knowledge fuq il-Kristjaneżmu. Ġifieri minkejja li mhuwiex Kattoliku, però il-background huwa totally Christian, ġifieri jaf ħafna u l-messaġġ li jwassal huwa messaġġ ċar Kristjan. Miġbut on location u fil-verità ħanaraw ħafna affarijiet li spjegajt l-aħħar darba, però ridkom toqgħodu ħafna attenti għal meta jasal għat-tieni parti, f'xi nofsija kollox. It-tieni parti, it-tieni 15-il minuta, prattikament idaħħalna ġo tempju Eġizzjan. Li fih ħajindirizza l-allat Eġizzjani. U għatina spiegazzjoni, u jina meksem niżjed ftit ismijiet. Dak huma kollha, uħud mill-allat Eġizzjani li mhux żball kien hemm xi 600 u 700 ma nafx kemm wieħed kien hemm, tajjeb, imma kollha għandhom rwol partikolari. Pereżempju, Osiris huwa alla tad-dinja l-oħra, tal-mejjed. Tajjeb. Heket huwa alla taż-żrinġ. Geb huwa alla tal-art. Hathor huwa alla tal-imħabba. Set alla tad-deżert. Insomma, nistgħu nibqgħu sejrin. Interessanti Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra huwa the king of gods. Tajjeb, Ra l-Ebrajk tfisser xemx, dawl. Tajjeb, allura l-jum dak huwa alla fuq l-allat għaliex jagħti d-dawl. Okay? U fil-fatt, ħafna drabi kien il-ġbija tiegħu ta' muntun, għaliex ħafna drabi kienu jarawh fid-deżert. U taħt dan il-muntun meta kienu jagħmlu l-istatwa, kienu dejjem ipoġġu lill-farawn. Għaliex huwa id-dawl għalfejn qed innejxu tal-villaġġ, jekk hemm Amun-Ra hemm il-farawn miegħu. Tajjeb? Insomma, Isis, semmejtu diġà, ma xtafu ħafna, alla tal-maġija, incidentalment. Tot, alla tal-qamar. Insomma, hemm ħafna. Bess, alla tal-pregnancy, għal min interessaħ.
U kull sa tgħidilna l-ewwel mara xi tfisser.
Mara, iva, sorry, waqaf fin-nofs. Mela, il-post fejn waqfu tellaw l-ilma semmewh Mara. R għaliex ġej mor. Ok? Però, jekk inti tieħu l-erq tal-kelma MR H jew I ma nafx eżattament x'inhi, għandha meaning ieħor li tfisser defiant, jisfida. U l-poplu ta' Alla ħafna drabi kien jisfida. Il-poplu ta' Iżrael kien jisfida. Allut, jekk ikollok iben li huwa mara, ġifieri li jisfida kif tajt, il-leadership jew it-tmexxija tal-missier jew tal-om fil-familja, suppost tħaġġu. Suppost tħaġġu. Dik kienet il-liġi. Ġifieri jekk int wilt tajjeb ta' xi ħadd u ħadd toħodha kontra min qiegħed imexxik, suppost dak jitħaġġar. Ħafna drabi kienu jsejħu mara meta jkun wilt hekk tajjeb. Imma il-post fejn marru u tellaw l-ilma u ma kienx tajjeb, semmewh mara għaliex kien mor. Okay? Dik hija s-sinifikat tenki tal-fakkartni tal-kelma mara.
Għax il-ras soċjeta marra ta' xemx bekta.
Jista' jkun iva li għandha konnessjoni, però ma nafx biha jekk għandha, to be honest. Dak huma ftit basics qabel naraw id-DVD li jridu naraw illum. Noqogħdu attenti ħafna għal dak li qiegħed li ħajjejt Ray Van der Laan fuq il-fatt illi isma' Alla x'qed jgħidilna. X'qed juri, x'qed jagħmel meta daħal fil-ħajja ta' Iżrael u qallhom isma' imxu warajja u ħorġu minn hawnhekk. Meta sfida lil Farawn, il-bastun tal-Farawn, right, xi jfisser kollox se jsemmi. Noqogħdu attenti u naraw flimkien dejjem hekk kien xi nagħmlu. Start il-ħan. Ejdu x'max tingliżna f'astanta kulturi. Għaw xi plej x'imkien? it-teknoloġija s-soltu dejjem diżastru sħiħ.
Here in the entrance of the Ramses III Funerary Chapel at Medinat Habu is a small shrine called the Shrine of the Hearing Ear. Apparently the common people came in, this was probably about as far as they could get, and they presented their petitions to the gods enshrined beyond, and maybe somehow this goddess enthroned here was responsible to bring their petitions to the god. I don't know, and there's no record of the response, of course. The God of the Bible heard the cry of the Hebrews. That's how the Exodus story really begins. His reaction to hearing their cry? He found a partner. I think you'll be intrigued to see the partner he picked and what God chose to do in response to hearing the cry of his people. Come, let's go see. This is called the Ramesseum. It is the funerary temple of Ramses II. Now, we left the Hebrews living in Goshen, working for Pharaoh probably part of the year, at least some of them, and doing pretty well. And God brought pain, or allowed pain, in the form of oppression and slavery. And they cried out, and God heard their cry, and now God has decided that he's going to act. So he chose his servant, his partner, if you will, Moses. He's trained him 40 years in the desert, and now Moses has come back here to bring the message and to be the message to Pharaoh. Now, let's go as if we were with Moses, in a sense, and let's go on into the temple. Come. This would be called the second court of the Ramesseum. Maybe I should mention a moment, the funerary temple, remember, was not a temple to the gods or a god only, but the funerary temple is the temple of the ruling pharaoh initially. And it had two jobs. One was to prepare Pharaoh's body when he died to be buried. So the Valley of the Kings is just over that hill, and Ramses was buried there, and his body must have been mummified and prepared here. The second function of a temple like this is to perpetuate the cult of the worship of that pharaoh during his life, in Ramses' case, and after his life, in the case of many of the pharaohs. So it had an ongoing responsibility, shall we say, in their theology. Now, in this court, you begin again to get an idea of how the pharaohs thought of themselves. Just look around you a moment. Look at the size of the few columns that remain. The statues that stand here in stunning strength and power, just enormous. When you stand at the foot of one of these statues, you feel small. And that looks really big. And it's really, really clear that Pharaoh is a big deal. Or here, for example, this is the largest statue, freestanding statue, ever found anywhere. I don't know if you can make it out from the angle you are, but it's the head and shoulders and part of the arm and body of the pharaoh. He's fallen because of an earthquake a millennium ago, lying on his back. You can see his headdress here, his ear, on his arm, his cartouche. That statue, made of red granite from Aswan, stood originally 70 feet high. But again, when you stand here, it's pretty clear that Pharaoh wants you to think, I represent enormous power, and I am tremendously powerful. I mean, there's no doubt. It hits you right here. Let me show you another one. If we turn this way, notice the entrance ramps. Now, those two have been reconstructed. This one, though it's badly worn, is original. Now, notice the size of the gate that Pharaoh built. Look at this. I mean, I stand in here and I feel absolutely puny. But Pharaoh, or the god Amun-Ra or Horus or Osiris, whoever he's trying to represent himself as, clearly is trying to say, you want to know how big I am? Look at the gate I need to get in. I find it fascinating that as the Hebrews then engaged this world and eventually left here and got their own land, how do you compete with this? How do you teach your kids how big your God is? It's not going to be so simple when you're looking at this. Notice the lintel across the top. In English, that's called the gate head. The head of the gate. So when it came time for the Hebrew people to build their temple, which compared to this was tiny, you could put 8 of them in this space right here, instead, they wrote it this way. Lift up your heads, O gates. Be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory will come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord Almighty. He is the King of glory. And almost with a smile on your face, you can say, okay, this is big. But the God of the universe, he can't even get in. You've got to lift the gate heads. That's how big he is. That's how we think of him. And that gets us back to our story. If you look at these statues, you'll notice Pharaoh's always got a stick. Sometimes it's one, not on the statue so much, but on those carvings. Sometimes it's 2. And one of those sticks is the shepherd's crook. Now, the shepherd's crook was an important symbol to the Egyptians. In fact, in hieroglyphics, one of the symbols you need to write the word ruler, king, is the shepherd's crook. So by carrying that crook, he was saying, I have the authority, total authority, I suppose like a shepherd would over his sheep. You die, you die. I feed you, I feed you. You are totally under my domination. So that shepherd's crook in Egypt was a very strong symbol that what the shepherd had over a sheep, Pharaoh had over the Egyptians he ruled. Now let's go back to the God who's heard the cry. Because of the pain he's allowed to come into their lives. And he finds his servant, the one who will be the message and bring the message. This very humble man who grew up in Egypt, Moses. When we first meet him, Moses seems pretty timid. He stops to look at a burning bush, and God speaks, and he can hardly talk, and he doesn't necessarily want to do what God wants him to do. And after some conversation, God says, Moses, what do you have in your hand? What do you mean? I've got what every shepherd in the world always has. It's my stick. Why? Well, throw it down. The stick? Yes. And it turned into a snake. Moses ran. Some of the snakes out there are poisonous. And God said, pick it up. The snake? Yes. And so Moses reached down by the tail and picked it up, and it became a stick. A pretty ordinary stick. And I wonder if God was saying, Moses, don't ever get carried away with that stick. It's got nothing to do with the stick. That's the same stick you've been using to lead the sheep for about 40 years. And there's nothing special about that stick. But for you, that stick is going to become a symbol of my power. Like Pharaoh's stick is a symbol of his power. Now I wonder if when Moses showed up with a stick, in front of Pharaoh, hear him walk across this courtyard? Maybe Pharaoh's seated on his throne. sound Pharaoh was going to come to know pretty well. I wonder if when Pharaoh looked at Moses, he laughed. What's that? It's a stick. I know. I got one too. Really? It's a symbol of my power and the great power of the gods of Egypt. Our God has great power too, Pharaoh. You know that snake? Look at it. You can see the outline of the cobra there on the head of the statue. The snake is gone, but you can see where it used to be. That's the protector of Pharaoh, that snake that shows up everywhere. Moses said, watch the power of my God. So Aaron, this time, took the stick and he threw it down. It became a snake. Pharaoh watched it, maybe impressed, maybe not, and said, no big deal. And he called his magicians. They threw down their sticks, and they became snakes. And then Aaron's snake ate up their snakes. That's not right, to my surprise, honestly. It says Aaron's staff ate up their staffs. Now, I'm not suggesting literally that that snake suddenly turned back into a staff, but I think the writer wants you to see it's not a contest about snakes, but it's a contest about whose symbol of authority represents real authority and power. And that may represent Pharaoh's power, but this ordinary shepherd's stick, either Moses or Aaron's, becomes a symbol of the power of the God of the universe. And then, under the symbol of the power of the God of the universe, he turns to confront the oppressive power of evil. The text says, I'm going to do this that the Hebrews will know that I am God. And it chooses the word for know in Hebrew that means experiential knowing. Not just knowing it, but knowing it. God wants his people to experience him. Oh, so it's the Egyptians you're angry with. Well, he certainly wasn't happy with their oppression of the Hebrews, but no, God says, I'm going to do this that the Egyptians may know me experientially. Can you imagine what kind of a God this God is? Who so much wants to rid the chaos and bring shalom, but he even cares about the chaos of the Egyptians. Ah, so it's Pharaoh! No, he's not pleased with Pharaoh's oppression. Clearly, he says, I want Pharaoh to know experientially that I am God. So who are you angry with? He says, I will execute judgment on the gods of Egypt. And now the question becomes, Pharaoh, are you listening? Can you hear me? And so Moses showed up to say, thus says Adonai! Maybe praying that those words from Adonai would chisel away till Pharaoh could hear. Pharaoh's answer is interesting. He sends it with his servants back to Moses. And you know what he says? Thus saith Pharaoh. You didn't hear me, Pharaoh. You didn't hear me. And so God begins to chisel. And what he does is amazing. God begins to chisel. And what he does is frightening. Come with me. Remember that workers' camp we were in a while back? Yeah. This temple is the temple that belonged to that workers' camp. It's called the Temple of Hathor, and we're standing in the outer court. Come. So, what is it that makes God really, really angry? When someone, something, causes chaos in the lives of others. He hates idolatry, says that in the Bible. Idolatry creates chaos. So when God comes into a situation where there's someone crying out because someone or something has caused chaos, he becomes very angry. So the Bible says, in Exodus and in Numbers, that God executed judgment on the Egyptian gods. Now, in some sense, none of these carvings all over, Hathor up there, the cow, none of these are gods. They're stones, sticks, Jeremiah will say. But in another sense, the Bible is clear that behind the gods of the nations are demons. It's in the book of Deuteronomy. The sacrifices you offered are offered to demons, Moses says. Paul will quote that, or at least refer to it in Corinthians, to the people in Corinth. So there is a real struggle going on here. And when it came time for God to say, I'm going to act, his action was directed not first of all against Pharaoh. That'll come. Not first of all against the Egyptians, certainly not against the Israelites, but against the gods of all these temples. And those plagues, we call them, were more than just natural phenomenon that he caused to show how powerful he was. They do that big time. But they are clearly addressed against the powers that had caused the chaos. But I think he has more than one purpose in those plagues. You remember over at the Ramesseum, we asked, Pharaoh, are you listening? Egypt, are you listening? What would they have heard as the plagues happened. Come, let me show you something. We're in the sanctuary of this little Hathor temple, and like you might expect, there's a whole collection of the gods of Egypt who, for God's people, have created suffering and oppression and chaos. Carved on the walls are many of the gods and goddesses. And now his Hebrew people are suffering because of these gods. At least, he says through Moses, I will execute judgment on the gods of Egypt. So God came and in some sense addressed the gods very specifically. So, which of you will stand before the God of the Bible? How about you, Osiris? The Nile is your bloodstream, they say. Will you stand before him? How about tomorrow? The Nile is blood. Stretch out your stick, Moses. Osiris is not God. How about you, Heket, frog-headed goddess of childbirth? Will you stand? How about tomorrow a plague of frogs comes? And you, Geb, god of the earth? How about tomorrow, out of the dust come lice, until you can't stand it anymore? Anyone else? What about you, Hathor? Cow goddess who nurses the pharaohs? How about you? Tomorrow, the cattle of the Egyptians will die. How about you, Seth, god of storm? Will you stand? Tomorrow the hail will destroy the barley. And men of fertility, will you challenge the creator of the world? The locusts will come and eat what's left, and the wheat besides. And how about you, Amun-Ra, god of the sun? Will you stand before me? How about it's dark for 3 days? Because the creator of the universe said so. Are you listening? Are you hearing me? How about you, Nekhbet, protector of Pharaoh and especially the crown prince? Must I challenge you too? Will you stand for the God of the universe? Are you listening? But this time, no one heard the cries. And clearly to an Egyptian, the gods, they had seen and understood to be the creators and controllers of the universe, could not stand the presence of the God of Moses. But there's another side to the plagues. There's another audience. Because the Hebrews are watching too. And we learned that they too had been drawn to those gods. So what were they hearing? Come, let me show you. So the question was, Israel, are you listening? Are you hearing me? Not only are you hearing that my power is beyond all these gods here in this sanctuary, but are you hearing what I want to go out there to do? What I want you to go out there to be? I think, at least at some point, they listened. But Pharaoh didn't. And then God said, Moses, you're going to have to go back to Pharaoh once more because he's not listening yet. Let's go with him. Come. So one more time, Moses came back to Pharaoh. I don't know if the god Nephibet entered the discussion at all, the protector of Pharaoh and the crown prince. But God said, once more, I'm going to chisel. And this time, it's intense, because it'll be your firstborn. I don't know what Pharaoh's reaction was in the sense of what happened in his heart. I know it didn't convince him. His heart was very hard, very heavy. But it's as if at that moment, now God turned to the Hebrews and said, now it's time to see if you've been listening. Come with me to an avenue in Karnak lined with ram-headed gods. Hundreds of them for miles in their day. It's not a sacred animal, but it's an animal that's a symbol of Amun-Ra. Do you remember when God said to Moses, go tell Pharaoh you want to sacrifice to me? And Moses said, they'll stone us. That may be part of the reason. The animals they would choose represented a god or 2 or 3 or 10. Egyptians didn't practice animal sacrifice much. And now God said, I want you to take one of those year-old sheep or goats. I want you to tie it to your house for a while on the 10th day. And on the 14th day, out there, I suppose where everyone could see it, I want you to kill that animal. And I want you to catch the blood and take a hyssop plant, and I want you to paint it all over the doorposts and the head above your door so everybody in the world can see it. Now at that point, God had issued 2 challenges to the Hebrews. One, for those Hebrews who had bought into the Egyptian gods, they had to make a decision. Which story is it? Which stick is it? Which God is it? But at that moment also, they had to be willing to put their life on the line. Because every Egyptian in the world was going to know that they were taking a stand for the God of the Hebrews. And this was before the firstborn. I find it interesting how often when God chooses a partner, he asks for a commitment before he's completed his part. And I think he asks the same of us. I think there's a line in the sand. Those two stories are still competing. God is still looking for someone to be and to bring the message. He's looking for a body, as Paul would describe it in Corinthians. And he asks for a total commitment. The magicians come to Pharaoh and say, "This is the finger of the Hebrew God. We can't do anything about it." From the point of view of the Jewish perspective, that's where God's kingdom originates. It originates when God's finger enters a situation dramatically to defeat chaos and to bring shalom. Now there's more, but I want to remind you of a teaching of our rabbi. If I drive out demons with the finger of God, then the kingdom of heaven is among you. The kingdom starts with God's action. You want to be part of something really, really big? And I'd suggest two things. Defeat evil in his name. Just once! Just once, say no. Just once, resist. Just once, stand strong. Just once, stand against chaos. Just once. And then, bring a little shalom. A little order into someone else's chaos. And you become part of the kingdom of God, restoring alienated people to him and reclaiming his world and defeating chaos in the process. The finger of God, the kingdom is among you.
Ta'kom perspettiva differenti tal-kastigi u tal...
Importanti għajn.
Jena li tani perspettiva totalment differenti minn dak li konna naħseb qabel. Għaliex Ray van der Laan enfasizza li Alla saħansitra anki l-Eġizzjani ried li jurihom minu u rridhom saħansitra wkoll jarfu li huwa Alla ta' kollox fuq kulħadd. Jiġifieri dak li qed jgħid Alla huwa tant tajjeb, tant huwa tjubija, tant huwa mħabba li saħansitra għal min ma jemminx ukoll qiegħed hemm. Il-perspettiva li tini dan dividiwa prattikament isma' m'għandi xejn jien, anki kun min ma jemminx fija, m'għandi xejn kontrih. Imma Allat oħra li jieħdu posti ma nittollerax. Ma nittollerax. U r-rabja ta' Alla ma kienx kontra Asfarawn, laqqas Eġizzjani, imma kontra l-Allat tagħhom. U wera bil-kastikju kollha, prattikament, u minnu li hu aqwa u ikbar minn dak kollu li kienu jaħsbu qabel l-Eġizzjani. Meta ħarġu mill-Eġittu, il-farawn reġa' bdielu ma nistax nifhem kif. U qal ħammur niġġildilhom. Ħammur noqtolhom u nġibhom lura għax prattikament kull min kien jaħdimni telaq. Tajjeb? U ħaseb falla ieħor li ma semmejtux l-ewwel Alla Montu li huwa Alla tal-gwerra. Għalax dak qatt ma fallili, l-Eġizzjani kienu powerful, kellhom l-għodda, kellhom l-armamenti, kellhom iż-żwiemel, minn kollox, ġifieri, għal dan qatt ma fallili. U Alla wera li jaqqas dak ma jistalih. Il-qawwa ta' Alla hija dejjem enormi. U Alla qiegħed jgħid lill-poplu tiegħu isma' jien għażiltek, qiegħed naġnek u qed nagħmel minnek familja. Komunità ġdida. Qiegħed nixxejpjak. Tini ċans. Tini ċans. Meta joħorġu fid-deżert, l-ewwel post li jaslu hija Mara li semmejna diġà, bdejt biha ta' posta. Però mbagħad jimxu għal Refidim. F'Refidim x'jiġri? F'Refidim jiltaqgħu ma' l-Amalekin. Għara xed ngħidha tajjeb tax. Għal dal-kliem jien taf kemm jiena Amalekin. U l-Amalekin jgħidu hawnhekk ġejja armata ta' 600,000 raġel li jekk tiġġildilna teħdilna l-art. U jiddeċiedu li jattakkaw lill-Iżrael. Qedtilkom il-ġimgħa li għaddiet illi Iżrael kieku ried f'għaxar ijiem jew 15 ġimgħat l-iktar seta' jasal Kanan. Kieku qabad it-triq tal-kosta. Però Alla ma tahomx dik id-direzzjoni, tahom direzzjoni oħra. U historikament jingħad illi ma tahomx dik id-direzzjoni għaliex inkella kien jkollhom jiltaqgħu mal-Filistej. U l-Filistej kienu b'saħħithom ħafna. U lill-Iżrael kien jeqirdu. Il-poplu Filistew kien b'saħħtu, kien wieħed mill-ewwel popli li skopra l-ħadid, kif tagħmel ħadid, tajjeb, u kien jeqret lill-Iżrael żgur u ma kienx jasal Kanan. Allura Alla tom direzzjoni oħra. Però fil-mixja tagħhom f'dil 40 sena fid-deżert, wieħed mill-ewwel popli li kellu jaffaċċja within ma nafx 15 ġimgħat ta' miġi kien l-Amalekin. U l-Amalekin qalu ħal attakkaw lil dan il-poplu. U minn fejn attakkaw? Mela, dan huwa l-poplu ta' Iżrael. Kien imexxih fuq quddiem Joshua. U Joshua jissinjifika ifisser infaħħar lil Alla. Dawk li jagħtu qima u jfaħħru lil Alla, they are leaders in God's word. Right? They are always leaders. Allora qed imexxi Joshua. Joshua huma l-poplu l-iktar akkanit biex jimxi fid-direzzjoni fejn qed jgħid Alla. Dan huwa l-aħħar wieħed fuq wara nett. Fil-fatt, daw kollha li kienu jimxu f'dan it-tribù se għal retreat ta' Dan, ħafna drabi kienu dawk li huma slow, dawk li huma aktar mhux konvinti, dawk li għalihom wija murara billi nieqaf ħallihom jimxu l-oħrajn fintu mbagħad nasal. U ovvjament magħhom hemm dawk li huma inqas powerful, aktar feeble, l-anzjani, dajfa, tfal probabbli, eċetera, eċetera. L-iżbal tal-Amalekin kien li attakkaw hemmhekk. U għalfejn żball, tgħiduli jekk hemm id-dajfa xju, eċetera, mhux iktar ħajrbaħ. Ma jinxettilkom ġimgħa. Alla huwa Alla ta' kompassjoni. u d-dajjef f'għajnejn Alla għandu stima qawwija. U l-Amalekin inqerdu f'kemm ili ngħidlek. Għaliex Alla kellem Mosè, għallu waqbad il-Joshua, il-Laron u għażel gwerriera minn Izrael u ġġielet l-Amalekin. Ħankun jien li mmexxikom għallhom, ħankun jien li mmexxikom, mhux intom. Fil-fatt hemm l-episodju li fih Mosè jitla fuq il-muntanja u jfaħħar lil Alla u sakemm Mosè qiegħed ifaħħar lil Alla, Iżrael dejjem qiegħed jirbaħ. U l-Amalekin qegħdin jinqerdu. Dak huwa Alla. Alla ta' kompassjoni għad-dajjef, għal-minibati, għal-men għandu inqas, għal-fqir, għalina l-kol. Tidu tkun tafu biċ-ċoħra, interessanti ħafna, minn hawnhekk imorru fejn il-famuża muntanja tal-Mulej. Li kien jisimha xi ħaġa fegħli? Is-Sinaj. Proset. Is-Sinaj. Għandkom idea ta' tradizzjonijiet Lut? Per eżempju, film sabiħ ħafna li jiena ħobb nara Fiddler on the Roof. Qatt rajtu Fiddler on the Roof? Il-tradizzjonijiet tagħhom ma sbieħ ħafna, partikolari. Meta Alla ħa lill-poplu ta' Iżrael ġo Sinaj, issa toqgħodux taraw it-pinġiet tiegħi, rajtux ma tantx huma tajbin, rajt dik il-muntanja Sinaj. Il-muntanja. Il-muntanja Sinaj, eżatt. Hawnhekk hawn il-poplu, rajt ta' Iżrael ta' isfel. Għax Alla mqogħdu hemmhekk sakemm Alla jitla fuq il-muntanja. Il-poplu baqa' hemmhekk. U Mosè damen fuq u ma ġiex lura. U qalu daqshekk għana telaq mal-Mulej u aħna hawn. X'qallhom Alla biex jagħmlu meta ħarġu mill-Eġittu? Qallhom għejdu lin-nisa tas-sinjuri tagħkom jagħtukom id-deheb tagħhom u ħuduha magħkom. U l-poplu ta' Iżrael ħadan id-deheb, tajjeb, u ġarru miegħu u waslu fis-Sinaj. Mosè tela fuq il-muntanja u mill-muntanja ġab il-famużi komandamenti. Tajjeb, mela hawnhekk għandna aħna nafuhom narawhom hekk ħafna drabi. Żewġ lapidi, all right? Komandamenti. Mela għandna l-muntanja Sinaj li fuqha tela Mosè, għandna l-komandamenti. Meta Mosè qiegħed jitkellem jew qiegħed jitħaddet ma' Alla fuq il-muntanja Sinaj, il-kelma tal-Alla tgħid illi kien hemm is-sħab li għatta il-muntanja, jiġifieri hawnhekk ħadd ma seta' jara Alla x'kien qiegħed jiġri, all right? U x'kien qiegħed jagħmel ma' Mosè, fil-fatt il-poplu qas biss kellhom idea Mosè fejn kien qiegħed, x'imkien hemm fuq. Id-deheb daw il-famużi nies illi ħobbu it-tlellix użawh biex għamlu oġol. Qalu issa l-mument dak telaq bye mela nagħmlu li rridu aħna. Però fil-verità l-intenzjoni Alla rieda biex dak id-deheb jintuża ħajati glorja lilu. U dak id-deheb jintuża meta għada pitada il-poplu jiġi biex jibni t-tempju. Li ħanaraw aktar fuq għal-ġimgħa d-dieħla. Il-poplu użah b'mod ħażin għax użah biex jagħmel l-oġol. U jekk tiftakru, il-kelma tgħid illi meta Mosè niżel u ra lill-poplu tajjeb jagħti qima lil dan l-oġol, irrabja u qabbad lil-Aron u ta' madwaru u ħada kontra daw kollha li ħaduha kontra Alla. U dakinhar mietu 3,000 ruħ. 3,000 ruħ. Meta l-apostli kienu qegħdin jibżgħu li r-Rumani ħajattakkawhom, ingħalqu ġo kamra. Meta misshom il-qawwa tal-Ispiritu Santu, ħarġu minn hemmhekk u konvertew 4,000 ruħ.
Importanti wkoll.
Ħafna importanti. Ħafna. Il-qawwa ta' Alla hija ħafna ikbar minn kull ħasem. Jekk inti toħodha kontra Alla, taraw il-comparison li qed jagħmel bejn l-Antik Testament fl-eżilju, Alla fil-ħażen jeqret lil dak li jieħu kontrih, Alla fit-tubija u fil-qawwa tiegħu bl-Ispiritu Qaddis iġeddet. Alright, jiġifieri jmutu 3,000 ruħ, però bil-qawwa tal-Ispiritu 4,000 ruħ jikkonvertu. Mela, qed ngħidilkom fuq il-muntanja u qed ngħidilkom fuq it-tradizzjonijiet Lut. Issa, ħalla nistax il-pinġija tajba di, għax jiena il-pinġija tiegħi. Tafu x'inhi dik?
Emmen.
U kienet tintuża għana fil-proċessjoni tagħna nużawha. Baldakin, baldakin. Imma, għal-nirra fil-derondruf, intużata xi ħaġa oħra. Tafu għaxiex? Għal? Għattiċ. Għattiċ. L-arajjes kienu jiġu taħt il-baldakin. Alright? Dal-baldakin wassalhom fil-post sabru fejn huma ħajjiżżewġu, alright? Fejn hemmhekk issir iċ-ċerimonja. U kollha jixalu x-xamat tagħhom, jitolbu flimkien għal-qawwa tal-Ispirtu, tajjeb, u fisem il-mulej dawk it-tnejn jingħaqdu fi żwieġ. Biex tingħaqad fi żwieġ għal min huwa miżżewweġ hawnhekk, ittuk xi ħaġa x'tiffirma, veri għalek? Alla lill-poplu ta' Iżrael taħ il-ketuba bl-Ebrajk, il-kitba. Alright? Alla wkoll għallhom ġibu d-debijiet magħkom. U fid-żwieġ aħna għal min għadu jidħollu tiegħi le, nużaw il-famuż ċurkett li fih inti tiftakar u tħares leħ u tgħid tisma' jien hemm l-għaqda ta' żwieġ. Id-deb li jagħti qima u glorja l-Alla. Mela x'qed ngħidu? Qed ngħidu ejja naraw naqra x'comparison qed jagħmlu hawnhekk. Aw il-baldakin illi jagħti il-persuni li ħajġu jingħaqdu fi żwieġ. Aw is-sħab li bih Alla għatta il-muntanja Sinaj. Aw il-ketuba li Alla ta' lill-poplu ta' Iżrael hija l-kitba tal-imħabba. Tajjeb, ħobb lil Alla tiegħek, ħobb lil għajrek, toqtolx, tiżnix, right? Tgħidx kelma boħra. Hemm il-kitba ta' żwieġ li inti fiha tgħid iva jiena nieħu lil din persuna u naċċetta li din persuna tkun parti minn ħajti. Hemm iċ-ċurkett illi fih inti tuża ħafna minnha tad-deb. Huwa simbolu ta' għaqda, simbolu ta' għaqda. Mela, qed taraw x'qed jiġri hawnhekk? Alla x'qiegħed jgħid lill-poplu ta' Iżrael? Qed jgħidulhom isma' jiena nħobbkom b'imħabba tal-ġenn. Jiena ħriġtkom mill-eżilju, tajtkom ħajja ġdida, qed niffurmakom u issa rrid nagħmel żwieġ. Issa rrid niżżewġek, insir ħaġa waħda miegħek. Irrid nieħdok bħala il-partner tiegħi. Semma Ray van der Lam li l-Mosè ma żlux sempliċiment bħala persuna one-off, imma le, he wanted him to partner fil-mixja. Tajjeb, l-istess Alla qiegħed jagħmel hawnhekk. Għatta il-muntanja li fiha ħajat il-kelma bil-bisħab, tajjeb, araw is-simbolu ta' il-kitba li aħna niktbu u nħażdu u niffirmaw biex tiegħi firma f'post ħażin, ma nafx f'dak il-qassis għandu mumkin. Imma li aħna niffirmaw waqt it-tieġ id-deb li jintuża tajjeb il-ċurkett, il-kandilabri, whatever, eccetera, eccetera. Qed taraw is-sinifikat. Qed taraw għal x'qed jgħid. Mhux sempliċement għażiltek, mhux sempliċement sejjaħtlek, mhux sempliċement irrid li inti tkun meħlus. Saying li tgħid ħana nsib biex bit-Taljan kienet, però liberati non neċessarjament liberi. Xaħġek. L-fatt li inti liberat, li inti maħruġ mill-eżilju ma jfissirx li għandek il-libertà. U għamnek Alla jgħid isma' mhux biss ħanatik libertà, imma ħanatik li tkun ħaġa waħda miegħek. Il-ġimgħa li għaddiet tkellimna fuq dak li qed li jien kieku titolu li dan il-kors ngħidlu isma' ħelsien jew rabta. U kien nikkummenta li rabta x'issa hemm xi wara l-mulej issa ma qatt immaġinajt li kienet rabta ta' dan il-mod. This deep li Alla jrid il-poplu tiegħu jgħidu isma' jrid niżżewġek. Jrid ħaġa waħda miegħek. Jien il-nuża jaqaf.
Importanti.
Jekk hawn xi ħadd li għandu xi mistoqsija, xi kumment, please by all means saqsu, jew il-ġimgħa d-dieħla saqsu.
Li ma ġejja.
Ġimgħa d-dieħla. Il-ġimgħa d-dieħla ġibu importanti l-Bibja magħkom, nixtieq li nagħmlu ftit studju tal-kelma.
L-ewwel qedna li l-Alla sejħulu Jahwe l-ewwel darba. Allura x'kien dak l-isem li l-Alla ma kinux isejħulu bih?
Jahwe qatt ma kienu jisemmu. Fil-fatt normalment anki fil-kitba ludija, tajjeb fil-scrolli, eccetera, eccetera, meta jaraw Jahwe, huma kienu jużaw il-luti ma fiex vokali, bajdu, ma nafx tafux, tajjeb, jużaw dik. Meta jaslu għalija dik, ma jgħidux Jahwe, jgħidu Adonai. Jiġifieri jiktbuha u qiegħed hemmhekk fil-kitba ludija, però qatt ma jgħidu Jahwe. Fil-kantiku l-ewwel darba li jissemma li sejħulu Jahwe.
U Jahwe u Ġehova huwa xorta.
Tajjeb, nagħlqu talba?
Tajba.
Intu tispjega l-parallelizm tal-żwieġ fakkart li later on San Pawl li il-Knisja u jgħidilha l-Arus ta' Kristu.
Jagħmel comparison bejn il-Knisja li hija l-Arusa u Kristu li huwa l-Arus. Jagħmel ukoll comparison bejn il-ras, Kristu huwa r-ras, il-Knisja hija l-ġisem. Ġifieri kollha parallelizmu fuq ir-relazzjonijiet. Prattikament l-istess parallelizmu li qed jagħmel hawnhekk Alla lill-poplu Ludi.
Minu tajba. Na'am, binda.
Umru kif għalina tal-għafara. Mulej Mr. Qaddis nirringrazzjawk għal dawn il-momenti li fih inti għallimtna il-kelma tiegħek u qiegħed dejjem turina aktar bl-imħabba kbira li inti għandek lejn kull wieħed u kull waħda minnha. Nirringrazzjawk ta' din il-kelma, jalla l-kelma li inti qed twaslilna tinżel fil-fond tal-qalb tagħna, jalla mhux biss naċċettawha bħala kelma se naċċettawha bħala messaġġ ta' mħabba tiegħek lejn il-poplu tiegħek u naċċettaw ukoll li inti permezz din il-kelma qed tagħtina dawl u direzzjoni. Għallimna nħobbuk aktar, għallimna niskopruk aktar u fuq kollox nkunu aktar ferventi biex inwasslu l-kelma tiegħek il ħaddieħor. Glorja lill-Missier, lill-Liben, lill-Ispiritu Santu, kif kien Missier, tal-Liben, tal-Ispiritu Santu.